Good day everyone, my name is Regie Contestable. Along with Miss Rusel and Miss Lando, we are the Group 3. So, for today, we have two assigned topics. The first one is the applications of computer in science and research. Then, the second is how to check the reliability of web sources. The first reporter is me, yours truly. So let's begin. In the previous discussion, we talked about how computers played an important role on our daily lives. Today, we will be talking about how applications of computer in science and research. So, before we start, let me enlighten you with our objectives for this topic. So, at the end of the lesson, the student should be able to 1. Know the importance of computer technology in the field of science and research. 2. Able to understand the basics of informatics. 3. Determine the importance of bioinformatics. The last two objectives is for the second topic. First, understand how to check the reliability of web sources. The second, or lastly, understand why it is important to choose a reliable website to browse for information. Although, we have two assigned topics, but these topics are correlated to each other. And that's it, our objectives for this topic. So let's proceed to the next part of this topic. So let's proceed to the next part, the discussion. There are many applications of computers in science and research, and one of it is the bioinformatics. Although there are many applications of computer in science and research, but based on the sources that has given to us by our instructor, Ma'am Zenny, bioinformatics is the best example for that. Next. So before we proceed, what is bioinformatics? From the word bio means life. Informatics means information, or you can say it as a storage of information. So bioinformatics, according to Madan and ND or neuropathic doctors, this is ND or neuropathic doctors. It means to say that bioinformatics is the application of IT or internet technology in order to store, organize, and analyze vast amount of data, especially on biological data. Since human brain cannot store all the precious data that has been discovered through the years of experimenting, they created a database to store all of that information. It's available in the form of sequence and structures of the proteins. So, what do you mean by proteins? Proteins, by the way, refers to the building blocks of organism and nucleic acids, or called as the information carriers. Human brains cannot store all the genetic sequence of the organism, so bioinformation was established because of a need to create a databases of biological sequence. As I have said earlier, they created a database to store all the precious data, and the question is, where did they store it? Next slide. So, the first data storage was the Swissprot. Swissprot is a highly reliable database and curated protein sequence database widely used in bioinformatics. Today, Swissprot is now a part of UniProt, or Universal Protein Database. It is one of the consolidated formal database or a protein sequence database. It was initiated on July 1986 to be exact. Has about 70,000 protein sequence from more than 5,000 model organisms. As you can see, how much they stored they stored the data. Imagine if the data would have gone, it would become problematic to start all over again. And it was made available as public domain information for a larger interest of research community. You can browse it in this domain, internet in the internet, www.ncbi.nml.nih.gov or government. You can ask for CD-ROMs in the www.resb.organization. Computers and softwares are widely used for generating this database, and to identify the function of the proteins, they need a tool to analyze it. Although there are many tools which are handy or used in the analysis, but today we will be talking about 3 tools only. So the first one is the BLAST, or the Basic Local Alignment Search Tool. It is one of the most used bioinformatic tools for which comparing biological sequence. BLAST is a bioinformatics program used to compare a DNA, or DNA means to say deoxyribonucleic acid, and RNA means ribonucleic acid, or protein sequence against database of known sequence to find regions of similarity. The thing is, what BLAST does is it identifies similar sequence, like matching your sequence to a known genes. Best example of it is the gene identification, where BLAST-X was used for identifying genomic sequence. The next one is the annotator. Annotator, or often called as genome annotator, it is a software tool that adds information to DNA or a protein sequence, an interactive genome analysis tool. What annotator does is it examines a raw sequence and identifies important features such as genes, protein domain, and many more. In short, annotator labels the DNA or protein sequence so scientists know what each part does. The next one is the gene finder. It is a type of tool used in genetics and bioinformatics to identify genes within a DNA sequence, also called as gene prediction tool. It is a program that automatically detects genes in a long DNA sequence. What gene finder does is it scans raw DNA and tries to identify. What gene finder does is it scans raw DNA and tries to identify it. From the word itself, it means finding genes. Its uses are for protein coding genes, to start codons and stop codons. For your information, codons are the sequence of 3 nucleotides which together form a unit of genetic code in a DNA or RNA. Next slide. So, another database that has been initiated in October 1, 1989 to be exact, was the National Genome Research Institute, or NHGRI. It was a key player in the field of genomics. Research was located in Bethesda, Maryland. Has 200 volumes of 1,000 pages of data. It stores and information about the application of medicine for the future, and about 15 billion entries of genomic sequence difference. On the 26th June 2000, announced a huge milestone in the Human Genome Project. They completed a human genome sequence involving more than 500 by 1018, or 90% of the human genome has been sequenced. So, imagine the significance of computer during the process. So, without the aid of computer, How can we store this precious data? Truly we are blessed since nowadays we have every means to store data, and we should not forget all the persons involved in discovering the computer, including Charles Babbage, Ada Lovelace, the first computer programmer, Alan Turing for the foundation of artificial intelligence. What's more? Newman John Vaughan for modern computers. Using a powerful computer workstation in bioinformatics allows us to discover rational drugs. The example of rational drug is the Zanimir, or common name as Relinza, an antiviral medication used to treat or prevent influenza caused by influenza A and influenza B virus. Next is identifying drug targets for a particular disease. And lastly, it led us to a new area in pharmacology, the pharmacogenomics. It is the field of science that studies how a person's genes affect their response to drugs. So that's it, the application of computer in science and research that talks about bioinformatics. Our next topic is how to check the reliability of the web sources, to be discussed by Miss Lando. Miss Lando, please.
Thank you so much, Kuya Regie. And now we're going to discuss on how to check the reliability of web sources. So, the internet contains a vast collection of highly valuable information, but it may also certain unreliable, biased information that mislead people. So, it is noteworthy to consider and apply the following guidelines to avoid misinformation by Lee College Library. So, here are the following guidelines that can help us check the reliability of web sources that we gathered. So, by explaining these guidelines you will be better equipped to evaluate online sources and avoid misinformation. So, here are the first question. Number 1 is, who is author of the article? So, base here is you need to find out who is the author of this article and how to find out. So, example here is, look for an about or more about the author link. Like, pagitaon nimo siya ang more about ani nga author. Or if no information about this author of this page is provided, be suspicious. So, here are the question to ponder. So, does the author provide his or her credential? Like, na-provide ba niya ang kaning credential? Or what type of expertise does he or she have on the subject he or she is writing about? Or does he or she indicate what his or her education is? Or what type of experience does he or she have? Or should you trust his or her knowledge of the subject? And the second question is, you need to search an information about the author. So you need to search the information about the author. So to find out this article is, look at the domain name of the website and find out the information provided by the owners of registered domain names. And here are the examples. So, domain means meaning. .com means commercial. .org means organization. .gov means government. .mil means military. And .edu means education. And .pro means professional. And .biz means business. And .d means Germany. And .uk means United Kingdom. and .us means United States, or .ph GP means Japan, or the last one is .ph means Philippines. So here are the mo ni siya ang examples. And the question to founder is, what is the domain name of the website? So unsa may ang domain name ani nga website? Or what is the suffix of the domain name? Or what is the organization main purpose? What is the main purpose of this organization? Or it is educational, commercial, or it is reputable organization. And the third question is, what is the main purpose of the site? So unsa man ang main purpose ani of this site? Or why did the author write it, and why the publisher post it? They post it to know more about the information about this website is kaning para mas masabtan siya. And the question to founder here is, does website to sell a product, or it is the personal hobby as public service, or to further scholars on the topic, or to provide general information? I-provide ba ni general information? So the question to founder is, is the website sell the product, or it is personal hobby as public service, or to further scholars on the topic, or to provide general information on the topic, or to proceed you to a particular point of view? Kaning ginano ba niya sa gina point of view ba ni siya? And here are the question number 4. Here is the question number 4. Who is the intended audience? Kinsa man ang intended aning audience? So here are the question to founder. The first one is scholars or general public. So ang scholars or general public ba ang nagkuan an intended aning audience, or which our group is written for? It is aimed at people from a particular geographic area, or it is aimed at the members of of a particular professional of this specific training. Ano na ba ni siya sa particular ba ni siya sa professional na specific training? And here are the last question. What is the quality of the information provided on the website? Unsa man ang kaning quality information and provided ani nga website? So here are the question to founder. The timelines here is, when was the website first published? So kano sa ba ni na publish nga website? Or it is regular updated na ba ni siya? Or check for dates at the bottom of each page on the site. Does the author cite sources? Kaning cite ba ni siya sa author jud? Or what type of other site does the website link to? They are reputable site. And the last question is, what types of site link of the website you are evaluating? Or is website being cited by others? So na-cite pa ba ni siya sa others? And the next topic is examples of useful and reliable web sources to be discussed by Ms. Rusel.
So thank you, Ms. Lando. So let's proceed to the examples of useful and reliable web sources. So first is the AFA, or the Alzheimer's Foundations of America. So they provide support services and information education to individuals who is affected in Alzheimer's and dementia. And the second one is the Bartleby. So the bartleby.com is the site that divided into 4 sections. The reference, verse, and fiction and non-fiction. This site is helpful especially to students. The next one is the stopbullying.com. So the stopbullying.gov is offers information resources for parents, teachers, students, and the society. And these sites serve as a central hub information and designed to help understand, respond, and prevent bullying. And the next one is the Global Gateway. So the Global Gateway is the purpose of the Global Gateway was to give students, scholars, and the public access to materials from different cultures, country, and to promote international understanding. So by the Global Gateway, we can exchange information, material, and resources to the other cultures. So the next one is the Google Books. It is an online library that everyone can access online. By using Google Books, the students, educators, or the scholars, etc. may found this site as easy access because nowadays everyone is using different digital or online digital platforms. And the next one is the Google Scholar. So the Google Scholar is used for academic research to find reliable sources, track citations, and authors. And the next one is the IPL or the Internet Public Library. This site as an online library providing reliable resources and reference for interprofessional learning, a site when students learn together. And the next one is Internet Archive. So the Internet Archives provides free access to collections of digital media including the website, software, applications, music, audiovisual, and print material. So let's proceed to the Drug Information website. First is the National Library of Medicine. So this site provides access to important documents and intellectual resources for country published outputs such as books, manuscripts, and multimedia materials. So the next one is the drugs.com. So this site allows users to search for drugs by browsing the brand or the generic name and access the detailed information of drugs, dosage, side effects, and treatment options. And next one is the PDR by Connective RX. This site provides access to drug information and offers tools for healthcare professionals to manage and evaluate medicators. And for history sites, the Amdocs provides software and services for communication and media financial service that provides digital enterprises. And the next one is Yale Law School. It provides a top-ranked legal educations to train leaders for various sectors including law, government, and public services. And the next one is the Teachers Aussie Kingdom of History, an online educational website that provides information especially in history, primarily for high school and university levels. And the next is the Making of America. So this site is a modernist novel for identity, family history, and psychological development of two fictional families. And the next one is the Cornell University. The site is the verbal information hub for the Cornell University community and the global scholarly community because it has 8 million printed volumes, 120,000 electronic journals, and more than 3 million digital images. And the next one is the Nation Master. So the Nation Master, it provides data on a wide range of topics like economics, demographics, and more. The next one is the Fordham University. It offers an unique blend academic excellence, a vibrant campus communities, and compelling income playing a cohesive for teachers research for students searching a well-rounded education. And let's proceed to the can be found on Library of Congress, the American Memory. So the American Memory was a foundational initiative by the Library Congress to provide free, public, and open access to the primary source materials that document American history and cultures. And the next one is the Chronicling America. So the Chronicling America provides free access to a suitable database of millions of pages of historic American newspaper from 1690 to 1963, making them valuable for research and public use. And for the next one is the nursing site. First is the AHRQ, or the Agency of Healthcare and Quality. So this site is for improving the quality, safety, and accessibility of healthcare through research, tools, and data. Also, the AHRQ focuses on patients' healthcare or for their safety. And the next one is the Medline Plus. So the Medline Plus is an online health information resources for patients, their families, and friends to find one reliable up-to-date information. And the next one is the literature sites. So the first is the Project Gutenberg, a volunteer-run digital library, the cultural and historical texts, making them available as free ebooks for public access. And the last one is the AHMOP offers free study guides aimed at teens range of subjects including the literature, biology, poetry, etc. And for the summary, nowadays information could be shared or transferred quickly. Therefore, we need to carefully check our motives before disseminating information, and we also need to verify information before believing them and using and sharing them. We should share information that could help improve our lives and others. And for the takeaways, so si Kuya Regie will explain. Thank you, and that's all.
So, thank you, Miss Russell, and thank you also my students for watching. I hope you learned something in this discussion. This is Regie Contestable, along with my fellow groupmates, Alyssa Nicole Rusel, and Flora Lando. Goodbye, and mabuhay tayong lahat.